The boy just wanted to show his strength in front of the demon race, but he didn't expect to be the reincarnation of a demon. As a being meant to destroy the world, he chose to help humans. Even when his true identity was revealed, the demon race still couldn't believe it, until his life was ended with a single blow. What was even more surprising was that Saika was actually the strongest Onmyoji. The strongest demons could only serve as his mount. Even the demon army could be easily destroyed by a paper talisman, reducing them to rubble in an instant. However, his obsession with power led him to be labeled as the greatest disaster. He was framed, and ultimately defeated by the one he loved most. Before he died, he activated his final spell and used his power to cast a reincarnation ritual. As expected, he was reborn, but into a magical family where he had no magic power. As a result, his elder brother, Gray, looked down on him. Saika didn't care about these judgments because the curse power of his new body had already awakened. To save money to buy talismans, he used tree leaves to cast spells, which surprisingly transformed the leaves into mice and crows. Starting at the age of 7, Saika's range of activities grew larger. He started making paper and no longer picked leaves from the ground, now possessing his own talismans. One day, a servant named Aoife came to him with a coat found in the garden. Saika immediately recognized it as his own. At this moment, Gray walked over, mocking Saika for playing with mud and boasting about his studies. Fortunately, their father and elder brother arrived just in time to remind Gray that today was the magic exam day. Saika immediately expressed his desire to join, and so everyone went to the training ground. Although Gray was arrogant, he had extraordinary talent in magic, especially fire magic. He deliberately handed his wand to Saika, hoping to make him look foolish. But Saika didn't hide his strength. Although he vowed not to obsess over power, he knew that the weak would be exploited. Saika used blue flames, shocking both his brothers, and his father's gaze became complicated. It turned out that a person without magic power had once used magic, and the color of the magic represented its nature. However, their father still believed Saika could not become a magician, but promised to give him the same education resources. When Saika was 11, he crafted a special talisman to summon an obedient monster. Just as the summoning ritual succeeded, the space distorted, and he summoned a fox in human form. When Saika tried to put her away, she shrank and burrowed into his hair, deciding to stay with him. At 12, Saika was still not taken seriously. When Gray provoked him again, a maid suddenly rushed in, saying that a large magical beast had appeared nearby and was heading toward the mansion. Saika sensed the beast was near, and with the mansion shaking, the huge monster appeared. Gray fled in panic, but Saika used himself as bait and successfully dealt with the beast. That night, Saika was finally praised by his father for his achievement. He then decided to enter the Magic Academy, and his father agreed, but insisted that he enter based on his own abilities. Saika also requested to bring Aoife along. To prove Aoife's abilities, she summoned countless fire elements and released intermediate-level magic. His father agreed to Saika's request, but Gray strongly opposed it. When their father stood firm, Gray, unable to accept, challenged Saika to a duel, with their admission to the academy as the wager. Just past midnight, Love suddenly came to Saika's room, offering a birthday gift and apologizing. He hoped that Saika would show mercy in the duel. However, Gray impatiently cast fire magic, which instantly engulfed Saika in flames. But the flames disappeared suddenly, and Saika was unharmed. Gray cast wind magic, but it was still ineffective. Saika released his talisman, straightened it, and only then did Gray barely survive. All of this had been part of Saika's plan from the beginning, as he had summoned a god-slaying entity 6 months ago and instructed it to create chaos in the mountains to provoke the monster attack.